Hi everyone, so going on the simulation theory again. The last video I made was in the woods and my mind went blank because I was under the influence. Sorry about that. Because sometimes your mind does go blank when you go a little bit too far or you go a little too complex. Your mind will just go blank, and I think this is kind of a safety mechanism within the game so that you don't get overloaded with information and your circuits might kind of short out. Okay, because our brains can only handle so much knowledge. That's why the evolution process is very slow. You cannot kind of bypass the evolution process. There's no kind of cheat codes in that sense, but there is cheat codes in other ways, which are called permission slips. These are things like the psychedelics, cannabis, things like that, that show you the next level of awareness, but it's up to you to incorporate that so that you can reach these levels of awareness without the substance, okay, without these cheats eventually. So you cannot shortcut spiritual evolution. You've got to catch up to it, and as we go up these levels of awareness and we go up the levels in this game, we kind of, more things are revealed to us, okay. And as I was saying in the last video before I got cut off by my blankness in my mind, everything is happening at the exact right time for everybody, you see. So it's no good like going out there in the simulation and looking at someone and thinking, well, they're doing the wrong thing, because those people are meant to be doing that, you see, because everything in the whole matrix has to be happening for it to work, you see. So let's say somebody's going out there robbing houses and mugging old women. Like, you might say, well, this is wrong, we need to stop that, this shouldn't be happening in the world, which is what a lot of the New Age communities do. They try and go against the negative energy in the world, and they try and stop that, and they do all this love and peace and all this type of stuff to kind of counteract that, you see, because they think they can put an end to that. But they can't put an end to that because that's part of the program. Without that, you wouldn't know its opposite, you see, because one specific thing has to have an opposite to know that that thing is real. So we have to realize that everything in this matrix is happening for a reason, okay. Every single thing somebody's doing in the world, they have to be doing it, okay. My friend once said to me when I was going through the dark night of the soul, I was like, well, I just can't get out of this negativity. Every day is like a nightmare. I don't know how to get out of it. I don't know what to do. And he said, Lee, you're supposed to be doing this, because if you're not doing this, somebody else would have to, okay? Because everybody has to fill in every single space of the game, you see? So everybody's doing something for a specific reason, and it all has to work simultaneously for all this to work, you see? Now, in this video, I want to kind of go into how we level up the game as well, because as we leveling up, it's not a case of just beating a boss and that's it, you're automatically on the next level, because sometimes this boss that we have to beat, or this issue, or this problem, or this personal thing from childhood that we have to beat, keeps coming back, okay. We'll think we've beat it at some point, but then a few weeks down the line or a few months down the line, it'll come back and you'll be like, I thought I beat this, why am I getting these thoughts again, you see? So this works kind of like a pendulum effect, okay. The pendulum swings, we go through really bad times, and then we have this little bit of a good time, then we have a bad time again, and this kind of levels out eventually. So you'll find that as you're leveling up, sometimes you'll feel like, oh, well, I'm fully over this issue now, I found enlightenment, everything's amazing, life's amazing, it's so joyous, I'm enjoying every moment, I'm enjoying just the simplest things in life. And then something will come along and knock you back down again, and you'll be like, oh my god, like I thought everything was great, what's happened, I'm now going on a negative spiral again. Well, this happens, okay, but every time this happens, it'll be a little bit less than last time, you see. You'll notice this. This is because the pendulum is starting to swing, and eventually it'll meet in the middle. Now, this is what happens. Once it meets in the middle, you're now over that specific issue. And what will happen is, all these issues, which are all to do with lack of self-love, by the way, anything we do that isn't love is an issue, and every time we accept something and accept to love something that we once hated, this becomes the next level, you see. So we'll keep going like this until the pendulum stops. When it stops in that specific issue, then we've overcome that issue, you see, and it doesn't come back. And this will happen with every single issue in your life, okay? Every issue you think you have, and you have to realize some of these things are not issues, some of them are just being human, but anything to do with lack of love or selfishness is an issue, okay? And these are the levels. This is what we're here for. We're here to learn more about ourselves, and the more we learn about ourselves, the more love is revealed to us, and the more love is revealed to us, that's when we become happier, you see, because happiness is love, okay? Some people say, well, happiness for me is winning loads of money, going out taking drugs, and going buying a nice fancy car. But that is love, you see, because you love doing that. Okay, so anything that you love doing is a form of love. Some people are addicted to, say, sex. And some people in the New Age community might think, well, you're still under an ape mentality, you're addicted to sex, whatever. But if that's something they love doing, that is a form of love, you see. This is what people don't realise. So there's many different forms of love. But love, as long as you're not harming anybody, is what we're aiming for in this reality, you see. As long as you don't harm anybody in the process of doing things you love, and you help others do things they love, then it becomes a good positive energy, and the karmic cycle brings you on a higher and higher vibration. So that's basically how we level up the game, guys. This is just one way. That there's loads of ways we can level up in this game that we're playing, and this whole game is to discover more of ourselves. And the more of yourself you discover, the more you realize that everything is yourself, because the more that's revealed to you, the more you realize that that's you. Now I'm going to give another example of this, of what happens within this time-space reality and within this game that we're playing here in this reality. Sometimes you'll have a specific interest in life, okay, and you'll look at other people and they'll be interested in something completely different, and you'll think, well, why are they interested in that? It's boring. Like somebody, for instance, going fishing, you'll think, why does somebody want to go fishing and just sit there for hours just fishing, okay? But what you don't realize is that that is an aspect of yourself as well that you just haven't realized yet, you see. So as we go through this spiritual journey, as we go up the levels of awareness, you will jump from interest to interest to interest, from interest to interest to interest, and those things that you think you will never enjoy, eventually you will enjoy doing them, and that'll be your interest as well. Okay, I'll give a great example of this. Before I got into gardening, because I love gardening now, I used to think to myself I would never have a garden. It's too much work. I don't like grass. It's messy, all this, and I'd have basic concrete, okay? And I thought to myself, I'll never ever like gardens. But no, a few years later, I started to like gardens, and now I dislike concrete. See, so these things change because it is all you. And if you don't like something, it's just because you haven't kind of allowed that aspect of you to come into your life yet. So realize that all your interests, everything you love doing now, you'll eventually not love doing, because everything plays its course, okay? And then when that plays its course, you'll move on to something new, and this keeps going and going to an infinite degree, because the universe is infinite, okay? And the more things you get interested in, the more times you go up this cycle, the more things that are revealed to you, and things you didn't even know existed start coming up to you for you to be interested in, you see. So that's another way this reality works, guys. But I hope you understand that in this video, and I hope that this makes sense to you guys. But I just thought I'd cover this because I'm going to keep talking about this reality in ways which most kind of spiritual teachers or these new age teachers don't really see or go into enough, because a lot of it is the ego, okay? A lot of the new age stuff is negative ego just trying to fix itself, okay, which is fine, because that's part of the journey. But eventually you realize that none of this is necessary, because you don't kind of get angry about things anymore, because one of the biggest lessons you can learn on this journey is the lesson of acceptance. And sometimes you feel like there's no need to have a negative reaction to something anymore, and you just accept the way it is. And when you do that, that's kind of the universe testing you, and when you pass that, the universe knows that you're ready for the next thing, so it'll bring it to you. And it just goes on and on like that, guys. So it's a never-ending game. I believe when you leave this reality and you've learned everything you've learned, you've now got this knowledge in the next reality, and you can use it to your advantage. And it's up to you if you want to come back and learn more. That's what I think is happening here, guys. But yeah, what do you think of that? Please leave a comment, like, subscribe. Have a nice day, guys.